Hey everybody, it's the author joining you for another edition of the Fast 15. I know that we have taken a couple of weeks off as we had a couple extra moving parts that we had to tend to. So I appreciate you guys with your patience and everything along those lines. To stay connected, easiest way is connect with me on Instagram at AuthorASnorton. And then from there, you can kind of navigate through, the social media website, things along those lines. So again, appreciate everybody with their time, their patience, as we get a couple of things, up and running. So before we get into our topic or selection of the day, just as a general reminder, we know that there's people that are going through some things. I know there's some hurdles I had to clear and hurdles I still have to clear. So if that sounds like you or someone you know, just sending a word of encouragement sometimes is real tough. You're going to take, some you're gonna you're gonna go through some stuff. You really are. All of us are gonna go through some stuff. Just try to weather it as best as possible. um Stay prayed up as best as you can. If it's something that requires professional attention or things along those lines, and if you have access to it, get it and take the time you need to just deal with it in as positive a manner as possible. So that's a shout for anyone going through something. On the other end of the spectrum, we know there's people who are going through some positive things. If you got that new job, you're able to take that trip, things along those lines. There are positives that are taking place. So if you're someone you know is going through a positive life experience or things along those lines, definitely congratulations to you. Try to feed off the positive energy and just be prepared because things can change in an instant, but still just be prepared as best as possible. Um, so for today, our selection is going to come from Nine Stories of Faith, Volume 1. This is the second book that I wrote, Nine Stories of Faith, Volume 1. This is interview based where people opened up about what their biggest daily challenge is and how they use their respective faith, best practices in health and wellness, how they use their support network, and how they change their way of thinking that they still live positive and powerful lives. So while I'm not going to necessarily dive in on one of the testimonials, this is something that's kind of in the preview that lets you know this is the direction we're going in. So here's a question that's raised. What do you do to clear this hurdle? Again, the responses vary for each person. For some, it's about a certain scripture or passage, or during their time of meditation and reflection, a thought, concept, or larger principle they apply in their day to day being. In other instances, it may be the conventional or unconventional usage of the prescribed or other means of help to manage and take ownership of things. So, in other words, everyone's going to have their own unique set of hurdles and challenges, and how you navigate through it. Sometimes you'll do what other people do, sometimes you have to do something differently. But the key is try to identify the best and most positive ways. But another thing, and this is from personal experience, make your mind up when your mind is clear and not clouded or confused. And I think that's where, when we make up our minds, when our minds are clouded and confused, that's where we put kerosene on a fire. So that's kind of the theme that are talked about in Nine Stories of Faith, Volume 1. You definitely want to check it out if you haven't already. And hopefully you draw motivation, encouragement, inspiration, things along those lines. So a couple of quick things as we kind of wind down a little bit earlier, but we'll get back into the full swing of things. Many thanks to the folks at Detroit Book City. Unfortunately, due to a health issue, I was not able to attend, but I look forward to getting back to Detroit at some point in time. So thank you to the folks at Detroit Book City. On April the 19th, the third Saturday of April, April the 19th, join me in Conyers, Georgia for the Conyers Book Festival. This is the third year of the festival, and this will be my first year participating. Last year, they had about 900 attendees, so with your help, we'll get into the four digits. So if you are in East Metro Atlanta, or can get to East Metro Atlanta, make sure to check out the Conyers Book Festival. For people who already subscribed to the newsletter that came out on Monday, so make sure to give it a read, share with other readers, fellow authors, and just people that just like to meet, greet, and network. So there's a couple of updates and announcements there. Those are really kind of the main things, as I just had to take care of some stuff health wise. So it's been an interesting health journey the last couple of months. So I appreciate everybody's, patience and understanding on that end. And I guess those are really the main things. This one's a little bit shorter, but it's still an opportunity to pause and reboot. Hopefully, it helps you like it's helping me. Sometimes we just have to slow down the moving parts. And in doing that, we can kind of see things a little clearer. So I'm going to go ahead and move on as I get a few things squared away. But I appreciate every reader, book club, bookstore, book festival, and others for their patronage. It really does mean a lot. Shouts to our friends at Fonte's Coffee with the collaborative coffee brand, the AuthorASnorton blend. Shouts to our colleagues at the Status Network. Had the little setback, but we'll be working on some things real soon. And just, like I said, just thank you in general. Just thank you in general. So until next time, ladies and gentlemen, as you know, whether small or big, a victory is a victory. Whether slow or swift movement is movement. Keep it victorious, keep it moving. All of you take good care and look forward to touching base with you real soon.